till flash fill. I think flash fill is not like it is there, not in my version. So I think if people are checked on that flash fill during our last call when we talked, like we spoke about it. Flash fill is working. Someone try how it works in different version. Yes, no, no, right? We haven't checked.
No.
Okay. No. Okay. Could you please check someone like this whether you can able to check with flash fill is working?
No, I
If any
tried.
doubt, okay.
I tried in my Excel, but I think there's no option for that. So
No, which version are you using, Sachin?
it is 2007, I think so. Microsoft.
Yeah,
Office.
same thing. That's the reason I told you in 2000. I think after version 2010, I think 2016 it works.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have showed you because I'm also using 2007.
Right.
So people those are using more than 2016. The version is 2016. I think it will work in 2016. So please try. I think it's not that much necessary, but still, if you want to know about it and just want to know how it works, then you can go ahead and check it. But in day to day, like each and every day, we are not working on that part. That flash will not works out. So this is something like when you try it and you do some kind of editing job, someone had to read it, then you can work on flash fill. Okay. So let us go for week 4. So I'm just sharing my screen. So this is what we're going to see today. So week 4, you can see here, my screen is visible?
Yes.
My screen is visible, right?
Right.
Okay, right. So let us check on this part. Just give me a minute. Just working on this. Just give me a minute, guys.
Pronounce an accent, why you are gay?
Business, sales, operations, finance, management, just about any department going data-driven today, there's one powerful skill which when you learn can instantly accelerate your career growth. Hi, in this...
Okay, so today we will see about like viewing worksheets. Okay, so I think this is where in the week 4. So 1 second, I'll show you what else we can do here. So custom view, adjusting worksheet, working with worksheet, compare two sheets, refine this and all. I think I already told you people. So today's session is very less. I think we will complete this today's session for this week, that 1.5 hours of session. The basics will be covered by today. That's all I have covered. Just you want to go through it. And assessment, I have seen you people, the scores, I think assessment scores is very less. Why? What is the reason? Like if people not understood or is this very tough? So details report, what I have seen here is it's very less. So I don't know why. Is there any doubts or anything you don't understand or the question is not that much? See, I can see only the green status is 40 of them out of 70 and red is this much. 60 are in red. Good.
Sir,
Yeah.
I attend all the captain session, but I am in red zone.
You attend all the
I
captain. What
have
is your name?
informed to Kartika.
What is your name, ma?
Yes, sir, that I have noted it, sir. But a few of them missed out captain sessions are in red, sir.
Right, but
Sir, my name is Azim.
Okay, tell me your name.
Rashmita, my name is.
Rashmita. Then who else? One more.
Nishmita.
Could you please spell it out?
Nishmita, NISHMITHA.
So why they are in red, Kartika? The actual captain session present is 3. Okay. Captain session is
Actually,
red.
sir, last session I joined 10 minutes late, sir. Last session.
No, that's fine.
Maybe
Mars.
that's the reason.
That reason is in red. So why it is in red? Because she have missed only one captain session, no? How the
Sir,
marks is-
actually, they have to send that screenshot, sir. They have to watch that recorded session in DTouch portal and have to send screenshot.
Okay, actual total lessons to complete 10. Actual lesson completed is 17. Here also 10, but they completed 16. So here also done. Assessment also done. Activity I have not given. Captain session only one. How they are in red zone? I think something is wrong.
No, sir, I need that screenshot, right?
Which screenshot you want?
They have to watch a recorded session in DTouch portal, sir.
Where it is given
No,
screenshot? No. See
Sir, I
here.
took screenshot.
No, ma. See here. My question is, activity is 0. This is for everybody. Here they did more. Here also they did same thing. Only one session they missed. Especially they should not be in red. My concern is very simple. These are the criteria you are given, right? This is the criteria, right? These are the criteria, right?
Yes, sir, but if they missed one session, means they will be in red one week.
Why? No, I won't think so. You have to check with Shanmugam. One captain session, if they're
Sir,
not.
he only told like that.
Okay, then ask Shanmugam to check with me or. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, check with them. Vijay is saying that out of four they attended 3. Why they are in red? Rest all they
No, sir. Actually, I attended 4 also.
they attended 4 also.
Sir, me also. I joined.
They joined late. Maybe they joined late. No, you have to revisit this Excel. No, you have to revisit it. See, for my knowledge, if this weightage is there, this is more. If the weightage is there, this is also done. Only this weightage is done. So they should be in yellow or green. Because of one captain session, if they attend, then it should be red. So what is the weightage? I need the weightage of this. What weightage is given to this? So put it in weightage, not in total number of this. See, for example, for everybody, I want this. So this divided by this. Okay, put this. If it is more than 100%, it should be cap is more than 100%. Okay, put this. This also cap. It should be more than 100%. Same thing here also. And this should be, for example, this should be more than each and everything. I should have a cap. Okay. Okay, on which the average of all those, if it is exceed, average if it is exceed for this or this or this, average should be more than 100, then it should be green. Average is less than 90, it should be yellow. Average is less than 80, it should be in red. So this is what you have to put for everybody. You got it?
Sorry, Vijay, we don't have any yellow procedure this fine.
Then it's fine. So let it be in
We
red.
are adding only for green and red only.
Which one? What's the name?
Green and red only.
Green and red. Yellow, I think they're taken out yellow.
Yeah, technically.
Yellow. Okay. So let it be red. So put it average, like if the person is less than, that means what I'm trying to say here is, if they are less than 90%, that should be in red, or 80%, that should be in red. People, those who are reached more than 90, that should be in green. It's not about each and every session they have to attend it. You got my point, Kartika? They are recording, yes,
Yeah,
captain session is, put a weightage. You have to give the weightage in such a way. Captain session is important and assessment is important, and this should be have weightage of 25%, and this should have weightage of total assessment is important 35%. Okay, this should be have weightage of 45%. 45, 35, 25, is it right? I think it's 40%. Give it as 40. So if you check this, it should be 100%. So this should be the weightage. Okay. So if this weightage is more, then obviously they have to attend it. You got my point? You finish it, you give me in percentage, I will put the formulas like exactly how we are preparing the D-track report. The same thing should be done over here. Put the weightage, which is very important. We will prepare the sheets and you can circulate after that. Or check with Shamugam. Vijay is saying like this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'll prepare it and send it, or you prepare it and send it. Weightage, this is all weightage. If it is more than, this will be 25%, this will be 35%, this will be 40%. So if we all it done, it should be 100%. So check with Shanmugam. Under if it is 90% above, it is green, or if it is less than 90%, it is red. Check in those cases.
Okay.
This should be the right report. You should not give this is red because they are not attended. That should not be taken. Okay. Revisit this and resend it this again with this course. You connect to me tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay. Next report before you send it, call me. We will check and we will send it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right. Check with Shanmugam once. Okay. Great. So we'll see these view worksheets.
This video we are going to see how to view a worksheet by different methods. Let's see those one by one. The very first thing which we have is hiding and unhiding columns and rows. Let's see first how to hide a column. If you want to hide a column, you just need to click on the column heading and then you can just right click on that option and you'll get an option as hide and unhide. So first I'll show you how to go for hide. Just click on hide and the row gets hidden, column gets hidden. Similarly, if I want to hide multiple columns like this, so I'll select two columns now, column F and column I, and I can just right click on the column and I'll say as hide. So once I click on that, now if you observe, E, F is hidden, G, H, I is hidden. So right now I've hidden 3 columns. What if I want to unhide the columns? I can use different options, but the simplest one is we just select all and you can just right click on the column heading like this and you can say as unhide. So once you click on unhide, so you can see the column which is C, F and I, which will be shown now. You can see C, F and I, which is shown. Similarly, if you want to hide the rows, the same method. So you just select the rows, like I've selected 3 rows, 6, 9 and 13. Just right click on the row heading and you can click on hide. So the 3 rows which you can see, after 5 directly there's a 7. If you want to see any one of the row, you can just expand it like this and you can see the row which is 9th row. But if you want to unhide all the rows, the same method, you just select all, right click on the column row heading and then you can click on unhide. So you can see all the rows are shown. Now the next one which we have is freezing panes. What exactly freezing panes is? Suppose we have some heading given and we want to freeze the panes of the first row. So we can use an option in the view tab and you can see there's a freeze panes and there are 3 options. The simplest one is freeze top row. So if I click on the freeze top row, the first row which is here, that is viewing workbooks, will be freezed. So I'll click on this option. A thin line is appeared. Now if you keep on scrolling down, the first row will be static, whereas the other rows will be dynamic. So sometimes when there are column headings, that time it can be used. If you want to unfreeze that, you can use the same option, freeze panes, and you have to unfreeze panes. So that will be unfreezed. Similarly, if you like to have the row headings, so you can freeze the first column itself. So you keep your cursor anywhere, doesn't matter. Freeze panes, and you can see the third option, that is freeze first column. So I'll just click on the freeze first column and you can see a thin line which has appeared. So if you keep on scrolling on the right hand side, the first column will be freezed. And if you want to unfreeze that, you can just click on freeze panes, unfreeze panes. But it is not necessary that every time we might get first column and first row for freezing. Sometimes you might get 3 columns and 4 rows, or depends. So wherever you want to freeze, just keep your cursor like this. If I want to freeze, suppose 3 columns. So after 3 columns, I can keep my cursor in the 4th column. And if I want to freeze 2 rows, so keep the cursor in the 3rd row. Next is, so wherever your cursor is there, above that all the rows will be freezed, and before that all the columns will be freezed. So my cursor is in this place. So this 3 columns A, B, C will be freezed, and this 2 rows, that is 1 and 2, will be freezed. So I'll just go to the freeze panes, and if you see this, keeps rows and columns visible while the rest of the worksheet scrolls. Now if you see carefully the icon wherever the cursor is there on the left hand side and on the top, it will be freezed. So I'll just click on this freeze. And if you see, the 3 columns and 2 rows have been freezed. So if you scroll on the right hand side, or if you scroll on the top or bottom, so you see 2 rows are been freezed and 3 columns are freezed here. So this way freeze can be used. But as I said, you can make this columns and rows static for some place. But imagine if you want to use it for temporary purpose, that time you can go for the split panes. Right now I'll just unfreeze it. I'll go to view tab, freeze panes and unfreeze panes. So right now it is free totally. Now the next topic which we have is split panes. What exactly is split panes? Split panes is temporary, whereas freeze panes is permanent. So now if I keep my cursor, if I want to compare different columns, let's say I want to compare the C column with, let's say I want O column. So how do I do that? If I want to compare C column, keep your cursor in the next column itself, like T. So wherever your cursor is there, on the left hand side, a split will be done. So in the view tab, I'll go to split. So once I split, there will be a line which will be dividing. Now if you observe, there's a line which has come here, but you might get 2 horizontal scroll bars. So if you see at the bottom, there is 1 scroll bar, and on the right hand side, there's another scroll bar. So now you can compare the screen. If you want to compare C column with O column, now you can bring that, right? Otherwise, if you want to compare any column with any column, you can do that. So split panes is very useful. Plus the advantage is, if you don't like it, if you don't work it, and if your work is done, you can just double click on it and it will go back. The split panes will go back. Similarly, if you want to compare 2 rows, let's say you want to compare 5th row with 25th row. So that time you can just keep your cursor in the next row. If you want to compare 5th row, keep your cursor in the 6th row and the 1st column. And then a split will be done above this 6th row. So you have to go to view tab and you have to click on split. So you can see on the split. The thing you have to observe is, you might get now 2 vertical scroll bars. If you see, that's the top vertical scroll bar and the bottom vertical scroll bar. Now what I've said is, if you want to compare 5th row with 25th row, so I'll just navigate this way and you can easily compare. So comparing of rows and comparing of columns is much more easier into split. Plus whenever you want your work is done, you just double click on it and it will go back. The other method to remove the split is, suppose you have a split over here, and if you want to remove it, you just click on this view tab, split, so it will go back. So this way we have seen different types of things with the workbook, that is the worksheets, hiding, unhiding, and how you can go for split panes and freeze panes. That's all for this video.
Guys, just give me a minute. I was in another call. Just give me 2 minutes. Huh? Okay, guys, sorry, I was on another call. So it's very simple, right? So what you have seen over here is, okay, hide paints, freeze paints, and split paints. Okay, so for example, I have something over here. So I think the video is self-explanatory. Okay, I want to freeze this. Okay. Freeze paints. So wherever the row is there, it will automatically freeze the first row. Okay. So if you want to freeze, so for example, freeze paints, unfreeze paints. Okay, for example, again I go and put freeze paints. Okay, wherever the cursor is there, automatically that will pick up there. Okay. So where it is helpful, so if you want to verify something on the top and the bottom, you cannot scroll down, right? So now you can see here, you can see the last row. So that way it is helpful. Okay. Unfreeze it. Okay. Hide paints. So you can hide it. Okay. Unhide. So this you can unhide it. And also you can split paints. You can split like this. Then if I go and put it over here, if I split, you can split it over here. If you double click, it will be unsplit. So when it is useful, when you compare something, then that will be very useful. And you want only the row, the first column or first row should be visible always. Then you can go and do something, freeze the paints, because there is something I can say serial number, name, for example, okay, description. Okay, so I want this row to be visible. So what I can do here is I can freeze it. Okay. So what I can do here is I can freeze it. You can see here. So how many? There are about 1,000 lakhs of rows will be there. That description should be visible. Okay. So that it freezes it. Any doubt on this, guys? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Shall I go to the next one?
Okay.
Right. Okay. Next is custom view.
Want a facial light glow? New Lakme Fruitalicious.
Here we are going to see how to work on custom views. Now what exactly is custom views? Custom views are something which we have an advantage which can overcome on hiding and unhiding columns and rows. For example, this is the data which I have on the screen. When I'm going to meet a client, I usually have to hide this column, that is price in dollars. And suppose if I'm meeting my manager, I have to show him the price and I have to hide this column. So it becomes a very difficult task to keep on hiding and unhiding. So what if I teach my Excel what columns are to be hidden and what are to be shown at one time, right? So that is known as custom views. So let's see in detail how we can go for it. Suppose this is the entire complete view which I should be able to see because I have designed it. So I can tell to my Excel, okay, I can go to view, custom views, and I'll say him to add, and the name I can give it as myself, and click on OK. Secondly, now this view I can see everything myself for myself. Second one is if I want to show it to the client. So first what I need to do is I have to hide this price. hide this price, and this type of view I can show it to the client. But I need to tell my Excel, okay, this you have to remember. So to remember him, I have to go to custom view. I have to tell him to add the name of this thing. I can see as client and press OK. Similarly, now I want to show to my manager all the views, entire data except the first column. So I need to bring this first back. How do I bring it back? I can just unhide the cells, columns, and now I'll just hide this first column. And now I can go back to custom views and I can click on add, and I can tell it, okay, this view I want to show it to my manager. Click on OK. So one time you have to take an effort to teach Excel what are different types of views. Next time when you go to a client, simple thing you have to do, custom views, you have to select the client and you have to click on show. The moment you click on show, you'll be able to see A, B, C, D, but you'll not be able to see the price column. Similarly, if you go to meet to your manager, similarly you can say him, custom views, I want to show to my manager, and I'll click on show. The moment you click on show, he'll be able to see the price, but he'll not be able to see the column A. So I'll just click on show. Now it's done. So manager and client is done. You come to your home, and if you want to see the Excel sheet, you have to go back, custom view, and tell him this is for myself. Show the view which I want to see. Show. So the entire database you can see. So in this video, we have seen how to create a delete, create a custom show, how to show a custom show. I'll show you how to go for delete. So suppose you want to go to custom views and you want to delete all the three. So you just click on this option as delete, and the view will be deleted. Delete. It will ask you, do you wish to delete the view client? Yes. Second one, I want to delete manager. Yes. And the third one, I want to delete myself view. And you can just click on close. So this way we have seen all the different types of views. That's all. In this video, we are
guys, I think it is self-explanatory, right? So is there anything you required from this adjusting views or custom views? Say I'll show you something. Okay, so this same thing. I want to go view, custom views. This entire thing will be, say I need to visible this first. Okay, so custom views, add myself. Okay, then custom view, I want to hide something, because see, I tell you how this will be helpful. Okay, so this will be add teammates. I want to hide it first. This I want to hide it first. Okay, this I want to show it to my teammates, where the details, only this details needs to be shown up there. Okay, so I can do it. So what I can give here is view. Okay, then I have to give whether it is my teammates or myself. I want to see this. If I click this, okay. If I want to do some kind of, I want to show only for my teammates, you can show automatically. So rather than go and do repeatedly, you can do this. You can create your customs. Okay, and if you want to do something, you want to delete it, you can just teammates you want to delete, go and put delete, it will be deleted. Again delete, it will be deleted. Okay, so and again you can come and hide it. So this is the entire view. Okay. Any questions on this, guys? Anything you want to understand on this? It's very easy. This is really helpful for the people who's doing that kind of team role, or you're doing something on behalf of your colleagues or teammates or crewmates. So you can show something to them, cannot show something to them. You can show something to your manager, something to not to your manager, to the client or not to the client. So this will be really helpful. Any doubts on this?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So next we'll go for custom view we are seeing, and we'll go for adjusting worksheet. So let's see how the adjusting worksheet will works. Working with worksheets, I already told. Okay, I'll tell you what is that. Okay.
we are gonna see how to adjust a worksheet. Let's see those one by one. Very first thing you see, there's a inserting and deleting cells. Let's see how to insert a cell. So I'll keep my cursor in one cell. Let's say I've kept my cursor in Wednesday. Right click on the cell. When you right click on the cell, you'll get loads of options. From there, I'll select the option as insert. The moment I click on insert, I'll get a dialog box. In that dialog box, it will ask you 4 options. Do you want to shift the cells down or do you want to shift the cells right? So I'll select the first option. Let's say I'll shift the cells right. And the moment I click on OK, all the cells will be shifted to right and there will be a gap in between. So I'll click on OK. So you see there's a gap in between and the cells are shifted right. One more in this, if I want to shift the cells down, if I keep my cursor here and if I right click on this option and then I go for the insert cells, insert, and now I'll start the second option, that is shift cells down. The moment I click on OK, all the cells will be shifted down.
Hey, I have a question for you. If I were to present you my data in the form of this boring Excel spreadsheet,
and there will be a gap in this place, a new cell will be inserted. So I'll click on OK and see there's a cell inserted. Now I'll go for the vice versa, the other way. So I'll go for deleting a cell. Similarly, I'll just keep my cursor here, right click on the option, and then I'll go for selecting the delete option here. When I click on delete, the same options will be repeated, but in the other language. It says, do you want to shift the cells left or do you want to shift the cells up or entire row, entire column? So right now for this cell, I'll say as shift cells left. So this cell which I've inserted in previous one, so that will be deleted now. So I'll click on OK. See, it's deleted. Another example again. So I'll keep my cursor here, right click on the screen, and I'll click on delete option. So once I click on delete, now I'll use the second option, shift cells up. So once I click on OK, all the cells will be shifted up and the cell will be deleted itself. Now there are 2 more options available. Let's try those all. So I'll right click on this option and you see there's an insert option. So once I click on insert, the remaining 2 options are insert entire row. So there will be an entire row which will be inserted. So this row will be shifted down. So once I click on this option and I click on OK. So entire row will be inserted, which is a blank. When I select this option and I select insert and the 4th one, if you see, insert entire column. Earlier there was a row inserted, but now there will be a column inserted. So I'll select the 4th option. The column will be inserted and this column will be shifted to right. That's all. So if I've inserted, now I'll go for deleting the cells. Same way, I'll keep my cursor here, select the option as delete entire row. So it is asking me to delete the entire row. So this row will be deleted. I'll click on OK. Similarly, if I select this option, right click on this option and I say as delete, now I want to delete the entire column. So this column will be deleted and this will be shifted on the left hand side. Selected entire column and OK. So that's how you can play with inserting cells and deleting cells. Next, let's see how to insert and delete rows. Let's see those one by one. If I want to insert a row above the 4th row, that is inserting and deleting columns. If I want to insert a row above this one, how do I do that? I'll just right click on the number 4, that is the column, that is the row heading. Right click on this option and you can see as insert. The moment I click on insert, a row will be inserted above the selected row. So I'll click on insert, you see that. But this method you can add 1 row at a time. How about if you want to add 3 rows? So if you want to add 3 rows, you have to select 3 rows first. So I'll select this 3 rows like this. Right click on the rows and then I'll click on insert. So I've selected 3 rows. Now the 3 empty rows will be added above these 3 rows. So I'll click on insert and you see there are 3 more empty rows which I added. So this was how do you add rows or row. Secondly, if you want to delete, it's the same method. So if I want to delete the 3 rows, I'll select this 3 empty rows, right click on this option and I'll click on delete. And when I click on delete, the selected rows will be deleted. This was deleting 3 rows. How about deleting 1 row? So I'll just right click on 1 row. First I'll select the entire row, right click and I'll click on delete. So once I click on delete, the entire row gets deleted. So this method you can delete row or rows, insert row or rows. Next we have how do we insert or delete column or columns. Similarly, how we have inserted and deleted rows, we'll do for the columns. So I'll select one column. Let's say I've selected one column as D, and then right click on that option. So once I right click on this place and I can click on insert, the moment I click on insert, this column will be shifted on the right hand side and an empty column will be inserted. So I'll click on insert and a column is inserted. If I want to add two columns, I'll select two columns and then I'll click on insert option. So I'll select this two columns which are empty or non-empty, doesn't matter. Then right click on this option and you can click on insert. Once you click on insert, two empty row columns will be added. Similarly, if you want to delete the columns, same method. So I'll select this 4 empty columns, right click on this column heading and I'll click on delete. So once I click on delete, all the columns will be deleted which I've selected. So this way you can insert or delete column or columns in this video. Next we have how do we resize a column and a row size. There are shortcut and long cut methods also. I'll go first we go with the shortcut method. If you keep your cursor, suppose this is the C column, I want to increase the width of this column. So how do I do that? When you have a mouse, you can just keep your cursor between two column headings, that is C and D, and till you get this kind of sign, you have to keep your cursor there and then click and drag. Expand till you want the width of the column. Minimize till you want the width of the column. So this way you can increase or decrease the width of the column. But sometimes when you don't have a mouse, that time you have to go to the tabs and find out the option. How do you go there? So you see in the home tab on the right hand side, you see there's an option as format. And here if you see there's a column width, the third option which is a column width. So I'll click on this column width. Now in this column width, they'll ask you the size of the column. Right now it is saying as column width is 8.43. Now I'll delete and I'll say as I want 20.4. So column E will be shifted from 8.43 to 20.4. So I'll delete 20.4. And the moment I press enter, that is OK, so the size increases. Similarly, if you want to decrease the width of the column, same method. You can go to this format in the home tab, then you can click on this column width. And now I don't want 20.4, I just want as 4. And I'll click on OK. So this column width has become as 4. Similarly, I've increased and decreased the column width. I can go for the same for row height. How do I go? I'll go to the home tab, format, and you see the very first option which is given here as row height. So in this row height, it will change the row height of that row which my cursor is present. So my cursor is present in row number 3. So now the height of this row is 18. So I'll delete and make it as 28 and I'll click on OK. So the column, the row height will increase to 28 this way. Similarly, if you want to decrease, the same method is available. But sometimes we need to work it very faster. That time we cannot keep on going to the menu bars or tabs and keep on shifting the data. So I'll give you a shortcut method. Just keep your cursor between the row headings and then you can expand or minimize that. You can expand or you can minimize it. Sometimes you see there are unwanted gap between the rows. So that time you can ask them to auto fit. What does auto fit says is whatever amount of text is present, according to that text you have to make your size of row height. So let's see how to adjust the row height. So I'll just select this rows and keep my cursor between the row headings and double click. So I'll select the rows, keep my cursor between the row headings this way, and then I'll just double click. The moment I double click, all the row heights will be auto fit. So I'll just double click here. This is auto fit. So I don't have to go back and again resize it. Similarly, for the column adjustment. So if I've increased the size of the column and I know this column does not take this much size, also this column C does not take this much size, so I can just reduce it. How do I reduce it? I'll select the columns A, B and C. Keep my cursor between any of the column headings like this and I'll just double click. The moment I double click, the column width will be auto fit. This is the shortcut method. The long cut method you can go. So I'll just first expand all of them. If you want a long cut method, similarly I'll select this all the columns heading and then I'll go to format and you see there's an option as auto fit column width. So the moment I click, it does the same option. But using a mouse will be easier because you don't have to go to the tabs and find out the option. So autofit column it. Now you can see all these options are autofit here. So that's all. In this video we have seen how do we adjust a worksheet. That's all.
Okay. Okay, guys. This is very easy one. So like the auto fitting of cells, insert or delete, or just go for a cells as well as rows. For example, if you want to insert, so right, left, entire thing only for the cell. If you want to insert the same thing, you can insert it. If you want to add something, same thing, that will be added. And if you want to like what do you say, the same thing. So whatever he has performed is self-explanatory, and this will be like, you can see the column width. If you want to drag it, you can drag it. So these are very basics. So because sometimes what we'll do is, if I write something, okay, it is not auto fit. Okay, if I want to do auto fit, it will come here. Okay, but I want to fit it only this cell, then I have to do wrap text, because the wrap text will be here. Then you have to do in a wrap text, so it comes in a single cell, and you can adjust it accordingly how much you want to do. Just put it across. So this all is self-explanatory. Any questions on this? Very simple. If you want to put add, or if you want to do any kind of, see, shift cells down, shift entire row, right, row shift plus, and again there is a shortcut. Okay, you can do that. Okay, so right click, you can see, right, insert. Okay, even if you go for right click, delete. Okay, so any other questions on this, guys? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so you can see here, right? So you can see insert sheet, insert rows, cells, insert, delete. You can see delete cells, delete sheet, delete rows. You can see format is also there. Okay, so we'll move on to this next. Working with worksheets, compare two sheets, everything we'll see once at a shot, then we'll see once. Since we have 10 minutes more, we'll finish off.
35% growth in 2021. What if you mastered the 3 most in-demand cloud platforms today? AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud without...
In this video, we are going to see how to work with worksheets like insert, delete, rename, copy, move, color the worksheets. Let's see those one by one. I have a worksheet, let's say working with worksheets, and Jan, Feb, March, April, these are the names of the worksheets. Now I want to create a worksheet, or I want to insert a worksheet. How do I do that? So you see, I just need to click on the worksheet, right click on this option, and you can see the first option is given as insert. So the moment you click on insert, you'll get a dialog box. It will ask you, what do you want to insert? Do you want to insert a worksheet, a chart, or different options? I'll select the worksheet and click on OK. The sheet which you have selected, a new sheet will be added before that sheet. So I'll click on OK. You see there's a sheet added. So now it is sheet 11. Now, if you want to rename a sheet, how do you do that? Same option. So just right click on this sheet 11, and you see an option as rename. So when you click on rename, your cursor clicks on blinking on this option. So sheet 11. So I'll delete the name and I'll type a new name as new sheet and enter. So now I've created a new sheet named as new sheet. Now if I want to delete a sheet, again the same method, right click on this new sheet and you see the option as delete. So once you click on delete, this sheet will be deleted. So this is how you can insert, rename and delete the worksheet. Insert, delete, rename a worksheet. Let's see the next one. How do we copy and move a worksheet to a new workbook? Let's see now. I have a sheet named as Jan. I want to copy this sheet to another workbook. So how do I do that? So same method, right click on this sheet and you see there's an option as move and copy. Move and copy. So copy is like copy paste, move means cut paste. So first I'll select for copying. So I'll select this copy method. So this sheet will be copied I want it in a new book, let's say new book, and I want to create a copy. So Jan sheet will be created a copy in a new book. Once I click on OK, you see there's a new file created, the book 3, and the sheet which I've copied from there is being added here. The name of the sheet is Jan. So right now I don't need this, so I'll just close this. Don't save. Similarly, if I want to copy the sheet in the same place, in the same file, so how do I do that? Right click on this Jan, move or copy. Now I want to copy this sheet into the same file, that is video 1 file, and I'll select as create a copy. Where is the location you want? So I'll say I want a location on this Jan. So Jan sheet, a copy will be created before this Jan. So let's see, a duplicate sheet will be created. I'll click on OK. Now you see there's a Jan 2. So there's a duplicate sheet which is created. So now if I want to delete a sheet, we have seen how to go for it. So just right click on the sheet and you can just click on delete. So the sheet is deleted. Next we have how do we cut paste. Suppose I want to cut this sheet from this file and I want to paste into a new file. How do I do that? So I'll just right click on the sheet and I'll click on move and copy. Now I want to cut it. So I'll select this. I'll go to the new book, a new book. Now I'll not select this option, that is create a copy, because I want to cut this, and I'll click on OK. So the file will be deleted. I'm so sorry. So the sheet will be deleted. Okay. And book 4 is a new file name and the Jan sheet has been pasted here. Now let's see whether the sheet is deleted. You see there's no Jan now present, only Feb, March, April, May. So that sheet has been cut from here and it has been pasted into the new file. Let's see the next one we have, hiding and unhiding worksheets. Right now, how do we hide a worksheet? It's simple, just right click on the sheet and you see the option as hide. So the moment you click on hide, the Feb sheet will be hidden. Hide, the sheet will be hidden. So now if you want to unhide the sheet, how do you do that? Right click on the sheet and it hide option. Unhide, you get a dialog box. The reason you're getting a dialog box is there might be multiple sheets which are hidden. Sheet you want to unhide. Right? Dialog box because I have hit.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Who is this? Yes. Okay, can you? Yeah. Thank you.
Written only one sheet, so it will asking me to unhide only one sheet. I have no other option rather than selecting this, and I have to click on OK. So once I click on OK, you see the sheet has been brought back. So that is the Feb sheet. So that is how you hide unhide works. How to change a sheet color. That is simple and very useful. See here to find is the other sheet which is there is no color. And I'll select the color and choose whichever color you want. I'll select the yellow color. I don't put much. Black color and I'll select this red color. Right click. Now I'll select some other color. Let's say blue color and OK. So this is the way by which you can color the sheets. That means the sheet tabs itself. So that is how you can do it. Next we have a very important topic which we have, formatting worksheets after grouping. Now I'll give you a scenario. In a company, suppose you are into some HR department, you are going to prepare 12 different sheets, let's say Jan to December. Your manager has told you to create 12 sheets which should have same format but it should have different data. So how do we do that? Normally we just do as copy paste to different sheets, but I'll give a shortcut trick method by which you can do just by one click. How can we go for that? How can we go for that? Let's see now. I have some sheets created here. Let's say Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. So I have almost 5 months. Now in this 5 sheets, I'll create one kind of format and different data. So how do I do that? So you see that there are the steps given here. So how do I do that? So I'll just select all the sheets. Those are 5 sheets, Feb, March, April, May, June. So I've selected this Feb, March, April, May, June. All 5 sheets I've selected. How do I come to that I've selected the sheets? If you see the name of the file, that is video 1 group. So in bracket groups mean that the sheets are selected. Now, only thing is you have to select the sheets. Whichever formatting you want, you just do that. Now, for example, I'll select A1 to A10 in any sheet which I've selected, and I'll just color it with yellow background. So I'll just select this A1 to A10 and I'll color with yellow background. Now that is the only thing I've done. Now if I go to any other sheet, I'll first come out of the sheet, I'll click on formulate. Now I'll go to Feb, you can see that's A1 to A10, March A1 to A10, April, May, June. So all the sheets which I've selected are been colored now. So whatever formatting you do in one sheet, after grouping, all the sheets will be colored. Now I'll just give you one more example. Now I'll select all the 5 sheets Jan to June by pressing, I've kept my cursor in Feb, press shift key and click on June. So I've selected again 5 sheets and you see there's a group now. Now what I'll do is I'll type any name in this place in cell number D1. I'll type here name as Ronnie India. That's it. So I've just typed a name and I'll just make it bold, italic, underline and some other background, hello, and I'll increase the height of this font size. So what I've done is selected all the sheets, written something in this place, formatted that data, and I'll just keep on jumping to any other sheet. So I'll go to formulas. Again, I'll come back to Feb, March, April, May, June. So you see all the sheets, the data has been copied. So now it has become very easy. What you have to do is you have to select all the sheets and keep on doing the formatting. So this is the method by which you can use for formatting. So you can save a lot of time in this place. So I hope you understood how to format.
Yes, I think the same thing which I have told you, like sheets, right? So you want to insert the sheet, you want to delete the sheet, you want to copy the sheet, everything is over here. You want to delete, rename, move or copy, and you want to color it the sheet, you can hide the sheet, you have to select the sheets. Everything is, you go here, right click, and you can see it's a self-explanatory. Whatever is related to sheets, rename, delete, control. So press control, something is needed if you want to select both the sheets. For example, this sheet and this sheet, and control this, press control and select this and select this. So you'll select. If you move this cursor, if you select after pressing control, you can leave it, just click one sheet, it will be selected only one sheet. You can see the colors will be hidden. Okay, so everything is self-explanatory. Any doubts on his explanation, or do you want to see again? I think it's very self-explanatory, right? Any questions on this?
No, Vijay.
No. Yes.
No, Vijay.
Okay. Okay, so we can see this comparing with worksheets. It's very easy. Just how to compare. I already showed you how to compare this.
Hey, look at this data. What insights can you get from it? And wait, let me make things simple.
In this video, I'll show you how to compare 2 sheets side by side. This is something new. I repeat, how to compare 2 different sheets side by side in the same file. So if you see, I have a file that is...
Guys, I'll show you what he's going to explain here. See, this is the same sheet, right? So this, I want to compare the sheet. Okay, the same thing is available here. Okay, I want to compare the sheet. So what I'll do here is... and go yeah, okay, you can see here book 2 of 2, then arrange and okay, window, arrange, it's horizontal or vertical. I put it as horizontal, so this will be compared with this sheet. This is sheet 1 and this is sheet 2, so you'll be compared from here to here, everything is fine over. So this is comparison between 2 sheets in the same workbook. If you're done with this, you can close this, you can close this sheet is visible, but the details will be available in next sheet also. So this is what is going to explain. And also you can see here, compare files side by side. This is also the same thing. This is also, I already explained to you people. This is self-explanatory. That is also one. I'll tell you how it works. the same thing. Okay, how to compare the files side by side, or you want to know about it, like we can give another 5 minutes of time. So this is compared two sheets, side by side. If you want, I can just show you something.
In this video, we'll be looking how
I
to
think
see the files.
this is the same thing I already explained to you: tiled, horizontal, cascade, vertical. Say for example, and window arrange. Is this one? These are two sheets. How to compare the sheets, everything. Okay. So one sheet will create multiple sheets. Okay, two worksheets we have to create. The same thing is given over here. It is very self-explanatory. I don't want to run this video since I already told this. Okay, so watch this video and get back if there is